question number 1 on our test taking skills says the table shows the values of the professional hockey teams in 5 Canadian cities. That paper's in the same pack of papers that we were working on yesterday, Messiah. The compare and order ones, the same ones we were working on yesterday. It's just the very last page. And it says week 4, test taking skills in the corner. Okay, so here's our Canadian cities. And it says which list shows these cities in order. Okay, so they want us to put the cities in order. That means, again, like we were doing yesterday, it's kind of like we're having a competition almost. They want us to tell them which city would be in first, which city would be in second, third, fourth, or in this case, fifth, because we actually have 5. Sorry, guys, give me just a second. All right. So if I look at my numbers here, they all have 2 commas, which means I need to have 2 lines for my kind of place value chart to compare them. I can actually use this space they gave me down here. And again, I'm going to write them in the same order they gave them to me. Draw 1 line, draw a second line. And I do want this to be kind of long because they did give me 5 numbers to look at. So I need enough space for 5 numbers. I'm going to start with the first city, which is Edmonton. 8, 6, comma, 4, 4, 7, comma, 1, 0. Then I'm going to write Montreal, my second city. 9, 8, comma. Oh, don't break your pencil. Not part of the steps. 0, 5, 2, comma, 0, 8, 5. In Calgary, 9, 4, comma, 1, 8, 6, comma, 9, 7, 1. Then Vancouver, 8, 6, comma, 9, 1, 9, comma, 8, 4, 3. Finally, Ottawa, 9, 4, comma, 3, 0, 4, comma, 8, 8, 0. Okay, now sometimes people ask me, well, they already had our numbers written for us right here. How come we wrote them again? The reason why I always write my numbers myself is because this time they were nice to us. All the numbers are the same length and they're all lined up pretty well. They're not always going to be nice to us. Sometimes they give us some numbers that are longer, some numbers that are shorter. If I write them myself, I can make sure that they're lined up. If I just trust them, sometimes they try to trick me. In the lower grades, like in kindergarten, first and second, they don't try to trick you all as much. In 4th grade, they start to think, well, you guys are older, maybe we can make things a little bit harder for you, a little bit tougher. Because of that, I don't want to give them any extra chances to trick me. I want to be as careful as possible so that way I can get as good a grade as possible. So I always write the numbers myself because I trust myself a lot more than I trust the people who make these tests. I know that I'm not trying to trick myself. They might try to trick me. All right. Just like anytime you're going to compare numbers, you take your hand and you cover up everything except for the biggest part, the biggest place values. And we start looking there. They want them in order from the highest valued team. If they say highest valued, what kind of numbers are we looking for? Are we looking for big numbers or are we looking for small numbers. Who can tell me what kind of numbers am I looking for if they want the highest valued? Violet.
Looking for the small numbers.
If it says highest valued, that means the small numbers.
Looking for the biggest numbers.
Looking for the biggest. Normally they say least to greatest or greatest to least, but in this case they use the word highest. Highest is like saying greatest. They want the most. They want the biggest. I'm going to put big. Like I said earlier, Chase, this paper is in that same packet we were working on yesterday, the one for comparing numbers. The very last page in the comparing numbers. It says week 4, test taking skills. Noah, go ahead and get your math papers out. We're looking at that same packet we were working on yesterday. So don't let that confuse you. They usually use greatest or least, but if they say highest or lowest, still the same thing. Highest means biggest, lowest means smallest. So I'm looking for the big numbers. Okay, if I check my first set of numbers, I have 86, 98, 94, 86, 94. All right, do I know my biggest number? Because I do see some differences here. Can I find a number that's the biggest? Okay?
Yes.
Okay, what's the biggest?
98.
98. Okay, so this, what place should this get then? Okay.
First.
This is my first place. It's the biggest number I have. First place. All right. So I've got my first place number already. We're off to a good start. I have 86, 94, 86, and 94. I see some differences again. What numbers are bigger? Nakai, what numbers are bigger?
94.
94. You're on a roll today, dude. Very good job. I have 94, but I have another 94. Can I tell which 94 is bigger?
No.
No, they're both 94, so they're equal right now, right? So I have to look a little more carefully. I'm going to circle them. 94 and 94. Right now they're in a tie. I'm going to scoot over and look at my 94s, see which one is bigger. The bigger 94. All right. One 94 has 186, and the other 94 has 304. Who can tell me which of my 94s is bigger now? 186 or 304? Which 94 is bigger? Bailey, which 94 is bigger? Is it the 186 or the 304?
$304.
My 304 is bigger. So Bailey, I have a first place. What place should this get?
Second place.
This is my second place. Great. Second place. I can cross that out. Well, if this is second place, let me look back at my first piece. 86, 94, 86. What number is the biggest now? Which of these numbers here is the biggest one? Kylie, which one of these is the biggest? 86, 94, 86.
94.
94 is the biggest. So Kylie, I have a first place. I have a second place. What does this get?
Third place.
This is my third place. Third place trophy. Okay. I've got most of them. I've got my first, I've got my second, I've got my third. I have 86 and 86. 86 is the same as 86. I can't see a difference here. But if I move over, I might be able to. 447, 919. 447, 919. What's my biggest number now? Violet? What's my biggest number now? 447 or 919?
919.
919 is my biggest. So, Violet, what place should I give that one?
You should give it
I have first, I have second, I have third.
fourth.
This is fourth place. And Violet, I only have one place left. So, what place should this top number get?
Fifth.
This is my fifth place. No, Chase, it's not in skills, because if it was in skills, it would say skills in the corner. It's in that same packet we were working on yesterday. The compare and order numbers. That same packet, it's the very last page. All right. Let me go ahead and put my cities in order now. So my first city gets fifth place. Then first place. Then third place. Then fourth place. And then second place. So I know my order now. First place should be Montreal. I'm going to look at my answer choices, and anything that doesn't start with Montreal, I'm going to cross it out. Montreal, Edmonton. That's wrong. Montreal, Montreal. Okay, so I checked first place. We check second place. Ottawa. Montreal, Ottawa. Montreal, Ottawa. Montreal, Calgary. That's wrong. Down to 2 answer choices. Check third place. Calgary. Montreal, Ottawa, Calgary. Montreal, Ottawa, Calgary. Okay, both of them are okay. Vancouver. Montreal, Ottawa, Calgary, Edmonton. Montreal, Ottawa, Calgary, Vancouver, Edmonton. Answer choice C is the only one that has everything in order the way it needs. So answer C is my answer. Actually, I can do both. A little bit of both. Question 2. The table below shows the number of tickets sold at a water park for 5 years. So we have 2011, and how many tickets they sold. 2012 and how many tickets. 2013 and how many tickets. 2014 and how many tickets. And 2015 how many tickets. It says which list shows the years in order. So again, I'm going to need a list in order from greatest to least. If they want the greatest numbers, what kind of numbers am I looking for? Am I looking for big numbers or am I looking for small numbers? Ezekiel, am I looking for big numbers or small numbers?
Big numbers.
Big numbers, because they ask for greatest. So that's what I'm after. Big numbers. Okay. Now this time is a perfect example of why I always write down my own numbers. We talked a little bit about this yesterday. If they put the numbers side by side and you try to look at them all side by side, it's a lot easier for us to make mistakes because there's a lot of numbers that are just side by side with nothing but commas to separate them. I try to look at all my numbers side by side, it's a lot easier for me to make a mistake. It's a little bit faster, but I can make a lot more mistakes. The safest way is to make them, or to put them into a place value chart, stack them one on top of the other, and then it's much easier for me to see any differences. Again, they all have 2 commas, so I need 2 lines. First line, second line. Now I put my numbers in. I'm going to start with 2011 and work my way to 2015. 12, comma, 1, 5, 3, comma, 4, 2, 2. Yes, Violet.
Can you kind of slow down?
Sure. So I finished 2011. I'm going to write 2012 right underneath it. 1, 1, comma, 9, 7, 1, comma, 9, 0, 5. Alexa, we're working on our test taking skills. It's in that same packet that we were working on yesterday. One that says comparing and ordering numbers. The very last page. Okay? So I have 2011, 2012, now 2013. Yes, Jaylene.
My birthday was in 2011.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So that was a good year for you then. 2013 was 1, 1, comma, 9, 8, 3, comma, 2, 6, 4. 2014, 1, 2, comma, 1, 8, 6, comma, 9, 9, 8. And one last number, 2015, which was 1, 2, comma, 1, 4, 3, comma, 8, 0. So I've got all my numbers stacked up on top of each other. I can see all of my commas are lined up, so I know my numbers are lined up. I'm going to start by covering up my numbers, the ones I don't want to look at. Do I always start by looking at my smaller place values or my bigger place values? Who can tell me? Jaylene?
You're bigger.
You always start by looking at the bigger place values. Never, never, never start looking at the smaller place value. That's a very easy way for them to trick us. Always start by looking at the bigger place value. I'm going to take my hand, cover up all of my smaller place values. The only ones I want to see are the big place value.
If they're doing group A and group B.
I'm sorry to hear that, Violet.
They probably are, but well, no, because
We have 12, 11, 11, 12, 12.
switching. So when Lizette
I see some differences there.
Yeah, that's
Which
how
one
she-
is the bigger, or which ones are my bigger numbers?
email that comes in,
Kylie,
12.
12s are my bigger. Now, Kylie, can I tell which 12 is the biggest 12?
No, unless you go to the smaller numbers.
So I have to check these. I'm going to circle my 12s so I know which ones to look at. Alexa, it's in that same packet we were working on yesterday. So the front page says compare and order. Okay? Yesterday, we worked on this problem together.
It's not necessarily about.
Okay, it was problem number 8.
They need a backup.
It's one page past that.
We had 6 replacements for 6 girls.
All right.
We have like 12 girls.
And Kylie, I like that you told us our next step too. We can't stop here at the 12s. I have to
So-
move over and check the next numbers.
I came out,
See which
you know,
12 is the biggest 12.
where I didn't come out. When I got to the 5th
So I'm
game,
just going to look at my 12s, okay? I'm not going to
then me and Charlie were the only ones
pay
left.
attention to my other numbers. I have 153, 186, 143. 153, 186, 143.
Well, yeah.
Who can tell me which of those numbers is the biggest? Kylie, what's my biggest number now?
186.
So
186. So Kylie, what place does that number get?
First.
This is my first place number. First place. Okay. So I know my first place. I still got 2 numbers to decide between them. 153, 143. What's my biggest number now? Okay?
153.
153. So Nakai, what place should this number get?
Second.
That's my second place number. Noah, make sure we're focusing on our work, okay, buddy? And what about this one? 143. What place should that get?
Third.
That's my third place. Okay. So I have first, second, third. If I start with my biggest place value again, I have 11 and 11. Can I tell which 11 is bigger? Is one 11 bigger than the other 11? Bailey?
What was the question again?
Is one 11 bigger than the other 11? Can I tell which 11 is bigger by looking?
Yes, one could be 10 times bigger than the other one.
Can it be if they're the same number?
No.
No. If it's 11 and 11, I don't really have any differences. It's the same number. So they're equal right now. But where can I look to find a difference, Bailey?
In the next number?
So I look at the next chunk of numbers. Here I might be able to see a difference. 971, 983. I do see a difference. Who can tell me which number is bigger? 971, 983. Jaylene?
983.
980. So Jaylene, what place did this number get?
Fourth.
Okay, this is my fourth place. Cross it out. And Jaylene, if that's my fourth place, what does this last number get?
Fifth place.
Fifth place. Fifth place. Okay, now I know how to put them in order. Those second place, then fifth place, then fourth, then first, and finally third. Now I can look at my answer choices, see which one has them in the right order. My first place is 2014. So it should start with 2014. F starts with 2012. That's not first place. G starts with 2012. That's not first. H and J both start with 2014. So they're okay. Second place is 2011. So it should say 2014 and 2011. 2014, 2011. Okay? 2014, 2015. Oh. So my answer is H. So for those of us who came in late, we're working on that same packet we were working on yesterday, the comparing and ordering numbers. We're on the very last page, which says corner, week 4 test taking skills. So it's in that same packet, it's just the very last page.
Could you go back to number 2?
Sure.
Okay.